week I got a message that really was mind-blowing for me. So I've done some work with a person, 55 years old man, and this man has been applying biohacking, including supplements, optimizing, like doing like 21-day fastings and optimizing all aspects of his life for a long time. And I really admire him a lot because this guy is not just like a really good soul that people that he's good, like it's good to be around him, good vibe, good energy and everything, but also because he has a really good, huge, huge discipline to do what he believes is right to do. And then he's been working on his mind and his body for a long time. And then he contacted me to talk about if would be to ask me about BCP 157. It's one of those peptides that's becoming popular now, and he would like to know what I thought about that. But then before talking about the peptide itself, I said, man, actually let me have a look at your routine and see how we can optimize your routine. And then he filled up a survey. I analyzed the survey and generate some a schedule for him, like a battle plan for him. And then we had a chat. I explained why we should improve this and this and this and that, and then he started to apply that. But basically, what I saw on his survey is that he was doing everything he like the maximum number of things that he could do to optimize his life, and that's what I see a lot right now because there is so much information about cold exposure, sauna, and different supplements, different diets, different routines, what you should do before this and before that and after that. So there's so much information that now I see a group of people that do everything together. So then you don't know what's working, and they also start to interfere with themselves, or just it's too much, it's overwhelming to do everything. So people remain stressed all the time and so on. Or you have another group of people where people that are doing nothing. They are just doing the old school things, eating the wrong things, sleeping at the wrong time, not moving, not doing exercise, and so on. So this guy here, he fits, I think, in between. I think he had his time already in the extreme, but then now he was in a balanced state, and he's doing really well. He has, I think, about 13% body fat. He's doing really well. He does jiu-jitsu, he does sports, lift weights, does sauna and all this stuff. He's doing really well. But then was really interesting for me because for me that guy already did everything. I didn't think I would be able to help him at all. But then I analyzed the survey and saw that there was one point there that I see it's happening with a lot of people I work with, that they're missing on the recovery. Most people tend to miss on the recovery. Maybe because there is so much information out there in relation to all the stuff that you should be doing, but there is not too much information in relation to not doing things at all. So at all, no, not doing things as well as part of your recovery. So for this guy, I worked on the schedule, changed his schedule so we would prioritize his recovery. He was also doing following the advice from a guy that I think is really good as well, but he has an advice that I don't agree with, which is I think it's a 30-30-30 rule, if I'm not wrong, where you have to wake up and eat 30 grams of protein 30 minutes after you wake up and do 30 minutes of exercise, something like this. And it doesn't really align with my way of thinking because when you do that, when you wake up, and this guy that I'm talking about here that I'm doing the work with, he was waking up quite early, about 5 o'clock in the morning. And eating at 5 o'clock in the morning, or even at 6 o'clock in the morning, or even at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's too early. You have the cortisol levels are really high at that moment. And when you eat with cortisol levels, high cortisol levels, you tend to just accumulate more fat or not properly digest the food. So then part of the advice for him was to increment a little bit the amount of fasting you do, and then you eat strategically when you're going to do exercise. So this guy does BJJ, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and for him going in a fasted state wasn't really good for him. So there is necessity for him to break the fast before going to jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu will will mimic a lot of the benefits from fasting as well. So he's always winning or doing the fasting or training BJJ. He'll be benefiting his body in the same way. So then we did those adaptations for him. But then one of the main things that we changed was his night routine, the PM protocol. So he used to finish the day watching TV. He didn't go late to bed, but finish the day watching TV and mobile. So I don't think it actually was watching mobile, but I think TV was present. And then what happens that when you finish your day in front of the TV, you have a huge amount of information coming to you at the same time that you have a huge amount of blue light coming to you as well. That blue light allows makes your brain to understand that's day, it's not night. So you don't need to prepare the body for sleeping. And the amount of information, that overload of information also puts you in a state that's hard to go to the deep sleep state when you go to bed. So just for you to understand how the sleeping process works, you have a window between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., which is the window where your body is more likely to produce growth hormone and testosterone. I'm talking about men. And 80% of the testosterone and growth hormone will be produced at that window. But for that to happen, you need to be in deep sleep during that. And if you have any device that tracks how you sleep, you notice that the deep sleep happens in the beginning of the night. Later on the night, then you have the REM, the rapid eye movement, that happens later in the night. But the deep sleep is only in the beginning of the night. So if you finish your day, finish your night, watching TV, looking at the mobile, or even reading something that's too exciting for you, or too much information for you, then it will be harder for you to go to deep sleep during that window. And what happens is that you are losing all the opportunity to build, to produce testosterone. And what does it mean? It means that you won't build muscle, or it will be harder for you to build muscle. You won't maintain muscle as well. And that's something that was his objective actually in our conversation, was that said, I want to have more energy and I want to build more muscle and maintain more muscle. So testosterone and growth hormone are the key hormones for that to happen. So with him, we did those changes. And then I want to share with you guys some of the pictures that he sent to me. So this picture here, it's a picture from his Whoop. Whoop is, I think I've never used that, but it's a band that you use all the time, and then it tracks movement and tracks how you sleep. And then that's the picture he sent. So before he started to apply, he had stopped using Whoop for a while because he wasn't really trying to optimize anything for a while. So then he started using again as soon as we have a conversation, and you see that his recovery was really low, around 40%. And then he started to apply all the changes that we discussed. And then here is the difference in the week after. See, and we're talking about a week only. And see, here's the difference to the next week. See, that's getting too close to 89% in recovery. And the same thing happened in relation to sleep performance. You see how it was before. We had the conversation, and when he started to apply the changes, then it got to 100%. So, of course, this guy sent me an audio saying that the recovery, first of all, the change was really fast. His body adapted really, really quick to the changes and feeling much more energy. But one of the points that he mentions that's really interesting, I say that's his perception of life changed. He started to see things much more positively, got less stressed in different conditions that he would be stressed, and he's not stressed anymore. He's feeling more agile at BJJ, at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His master is saying that he's actually evolving really fast. He's feeling more light to do everything he needs to do. And you might be thinking like, this guy has no kids, has nothing else to do. He can focus on himself. And it's not the case. He has a little daughter. He has his own business, which takes a lot of your energy, a lot of your time. But he managed to have the discipline to implement what we talked about, and he got to that point. I want to share with you another image here that he sent me a few weeks after that, where he shows me two things. First, the 6 months difference, right? So you see here, there is a sleep performance, how it used to be 6 months ago. And after we had our conversation, it went from 57 to 91% of performance. So he's feeling much, much, much better. It's incredible. And one thing that he noted as well is that Now that he's sleeping better, he's producing more testosterone. He says that he's not going to the gym to lift weight as frequent as he used to go. And he's not losing weight. He's not losing weight and he's not losing muscle at all. So he doesn't. We have a device that an app that you can use. It's called Spren. Spren is an app that takes a picture of you, and then I can share the link here. Takes a picture of you and tells you how much muscle and how much fat you have. He's been tracking with that and seeing that actually he's not losing, not incrementing any body fat. He's only gaining muscle. So he's going less times, less often to the gym, and he's building up muscle. So that's a result of the increment of testosterone. And again, this guy has family, has business, has everything as anyone else has. So just decided to do something different. And then also he sent me a picture, a celebratory picture when he got this one. Was the Whoop sent him a message saying that that's your peak day. So you are at your peak with over 90% recovery and 100% sleep. And and that day was really interesting because it was a day that his daughter woke up during the night screaming. He was a bit stressful. He had to put her to sleep again and so on. And even though he had that stressful night for a short part of the night, he still managed to recover. His body still recovered and he felt amazing in the day after. So that just to show you how it's important for you to have a baseline where the baseline is optimum. When the baseline is optimum, those days that things go in a way that you didn't expect, and it will happen. It will happen. It's not a question if it will happen. It will happen. You have nights that things will happen and you won't sleep well, but they won't damage your next day in the same way that it would if you don't have a really well established routine on your day. So that's something to consider here. And so I thought it was interesting to share that with you guys because I know that there's a lot of people that is willing to see those differences in their lives, and it's much simpler than you think. It's just the matter, the issue is really about letting go the things that we know are damaging our energy. And if damage your energy, man, it's damaging who you are. You cannot be yourself when you don't have energy. You cannot love anyone you don't have energy. You cannot develop well at work. It doesn't matter what you do if you don't have energy. So make sure you take care of your day, take care of your night, mainly the morning and the night. That's what you control. So make sure in the morning you do all the stuff that gives you energy, and make sure that your night it's a time for you and your family, for you and your friends, for you and the loved ones. It's a loving time. It's not the moment to be entertained. It's the moment to entertain each other. It's to talk to people, create more connection, and not just sitting in front of the TV and getting loads of information, a lot of blue light, and then trying to go to bed and have a proper night of sleep. So if you have any questions about that, or if you need any help, let me know. Put a message here on the chat or send us a message. Cool.